My Republican colleagues aren't talking about the lack of integrity when it comes to the president's family's visas. Let me remind y'all that Melania, the First Lady, a model, and when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, or Naomi Campbell level, applied for and was given an EB-1 visa. And what that stands for is an Einstein Visa. Now, y'all that don't know, let me tell you how you receive an Einstein Visa. You're supposed to have some sort of significant achievement, like being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer, being an Olympic medalist, or having other sustained extraordinary abilities and success in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics. Last time I checked, the First Lady had none of those accolades under her belt. It doesn't take an Einstein to see that the math ain't mathin' here. Nevertheless, what Republicans are doing with this reconciliation process, the travel bans and revoking visas, jeopardizes our national security. It threatens our communities, our higher education, and our economy. Visas like the largely vetted J visas for higher education and M visas for trade, training, attract the next innovators, medical providers, researchers, and educators that we need to build on American success.
In a fiery exchange on Capitol Hill, Representative Jasmine Crockett is raising eyebrows and serious questions about immigration integrity, starting at the very top. During a recent hearing, Representative Crockett called out what she sees as hypocrisy among her Republican colleagues. She highlighted how the First Lady, Melania Trump, received an EB-1 visa, better known as an Einstein Visa. This type of visa is typically reserved for individuals with truly exceptional accomplishments. Think Nobel Prize winners, Pulitzer recipients, Olympic champions, or groundbreaking innovators in science, the arts, education, or business. Crockett pointedly questioned whether Melania's career as a model met that standard, joking that this wasn't exactly a Tyra Banks or Naomi Campbell level of stardom, and certainly not Nobel Prize material. She argued that if Republicans are so focused on immigration integrity, the First Lady's path should be part of the conversation too. But Crockett's comments didn't stop at the former First Lady. She turned the spotlight to Republican efforts to restrict visas and travel, a move she says puts America's safety, economy, and future innovation at risk. Programs like the J-1 and M visas help bring international students, researchers, and trade trainees to the U.S., people who often become the next generation of doctors, teachers, and innovators. According to Crockett, these visa holders contribute nearly $44 billion to the U.S. economy and help support over 300,000 jobs. One witness even joked that his own family relies on a J-1 visa holder, an au pair, so his wife can excel in her career while they raise 3 kids. As he put it, these visas help keep American families and the economy moving. Crockett also warned that Trump-era travel bans and cuts to visas worsen America's doctor shortage, leaving hospitals scrambling for staff and putting patient care at risk. Nearly 30% of long-term caregivers are immigrants, and many families in red states depend on them for basic care. Finally, she called out Republicans for claiming visas pose security threats, highlighting the overlooked role of U-visas, permits given to victims of violent crimes who help law enforcement investigate offenses like human trafficking and abduction. These individuals put their own safety on the line to keep American communities secure. Representative Crockett's fiery remarks show that the debate over who gets to come to America, and who stays, is far from over. And as she puts it, maybe it's time we asked if an Einstein visa should actually take an Einstein to get.
I'm not gonna mess up your name, so I'm not doing that. But I'm with you, okay? In your experience, do individuals on J or M visas typically improve or impair our economy?
They generally improve the economy, and I can give a brief example. My wife is a very successful woman. She makes a ton of money, which I'm grateful for. And the reason why we're able to do that while having 3 children is because of the au pair visa, somebody who is here on a J. Okay. Who is here and able to supply this for us. But I also want to defend Melania real quick. Not everybody could marry Donald Trump, and I think that's quite an achievement. So I think she deserves credit for that. Nobody up here could have done it.
You sure right, I couldn't do it. But anyway, in fact, J visa holders contribute $43.8 billion to the U.S. economy and support more than 300,000 jobs. And make no mistake, immigrants improve the health of U.S. citizens too, despite the fact we already have a doctor shortage, Trump's reckless travel ban, and and visa overhaul are exacerbating this crisis by impairing hundreds of hospitals with foreign-trained doctors set to do their residencies here in the United States, meaning fewer people will get the help they need and more people will die. Now, let me remind you that Republicans are trying to gut Medicaid. Roughly 4.5 million people receive caregiver services through Medicaid, and most of these folks are in red states. And wouldn't you know that in 2023, Kaiser Family Foundation estimated that almost 30% of long-term care providers or home caretakers were immigrants. It's like Republicans want Americans to suffer. Now, Republicans say visas make us less secure, but let's talk about how visas given to victims of crimes like rape, murder, human trafficking, torture, abduction, kidnapping, to help law enforcement with their investigation or prosecutions of these crimes. These folks are risking their own security for broader safety of Americans and our communities. Thank you so much. I will yield.
What do you think? Should America tighten or expand visas for students, caregivers, and victims seeking safety? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more news that digs deeper.